So friends, what is my goal with this video? I'm trying to arm you with the only weapon you need against gender pay gap arguments. The only weapon you need. I've considered this topic quite a lot. In fact, I've studied it over the past few years because it's been such a hot topic, the gender pay gap. And although if you look at my other videos, you'll notice that I'm kind of on the fence on a lot of issues, controversial issues. I try to consider both sides of the argument. However, in this case, I am 98% sure that this is bogus. And by the way, this video is designed in a way where you can dismantle the entire gender pay gap argument in an extremely logical way from many different perspectives. So, if you are offended by this video because you disagree with me, then I will have done my job. Because, I try to provide the most logical arguments in this case. I've looked on YouTube, everywhere, and generally, we can distill it down to a few points that you need. Right. So, I'm going to give you the smart way. This is the one fact, or one type of fact, that you need to dismantle the entire argument. This is it. But it's kind of vague. In a way, it's like jujitsu, right? They're coming at you with, oh, males are privileged because males have, they get all the high-paid jobs, Look, give them a simple fact. A job that is relatively high-paying where women dominate. Later on, I'm going to go into more in-depth on how you can dismantle this in our argument. If you want to become, intermediate or semi-expert on the issue, then you can listen to the rest of the video. But honestly, this smart way is all that you need. A lot of the people will mention, right? Only 41 of the companies in the Fortune 500 have female CEOs. Now, you've probably heard this quite a lot, or some variation of it, but just also point out, 55% of pharmacists are women. 55%, meaning only 45% of men are pharmacists. And pharmacists make a lot of money. So isn't that kind of sexist towards men? See how you're flipping that argument on them? You can also say, 86% of nurses are women. And nurses make quite a lot of money compared to the median salary. Please correct me if I'm wrong on that. But 86% also seems much higher than a 50-50 split between men and women. So that's kind of sexist as well towards men. This is a smart way of dismantling the argument. Okay, you can close the video if you want. I'm going to go much more in depth on if you want to tackle this in a more professional way. So that's a smart way. You just offer a counterfact, some mental jujitsu, pretty smart. Now, I'm going to give you two primary reasons, professor reasons on why the gender pay gap exists. And it exists for a... Okay, first of all, it's real. Okay, the gender pay gap, I'll say, in a way, it is real. However, is it negative? Is it wrong? Not really. For two reasons. First reason, we want different things. And later on in the video, I'm also going to go into why the remedy for this gender pay gap is extremely asinine. But first of all, we want different things. I can give you a source on this, right? According to, let me look at it right now. According to Thrive My Way, okay, I believe they do surveys, 59% of male employees want to be CEO. Only 40% of females want to be CEO. There's a difference in what we want, okay? And this ties back to the CEO point from before. We want different things. And if we want different things, then why don't we just let that happen? Why is that bad? I think a big problem here is we are going to the axiom that money is all that matters. The only problem there is with a gender pay gap is because of the pay gap. There's a money difference, and we're not happy about that. However, who says that money is all that matters? People want different things in life. I'll give you another fact. 64% of art students are female in university, compared to, the rest are male. Meaning there are less males studying arts than females, meaning females are more interested in the arts. And arts is not, it's notably not a career that makes a ton of money. but they want different things. So let them do different things. And the second reason is because we're good at different things. There's actually a very interesting point that the other side will make here that I'm going to dismantle in a moment. So, first of all, we're good at different things. You can look at basically any psychology website, right? And they'll all say that overall, in terms of personality, males are more assertive. You know, they're more risk prone, which is a good trait for a CEO. Meanwhile, females are more positive, and they also are more relationship based, right? CEOs are more about strategy and overall just conquering, and the females are more about building relationships with people, which is a valid skill for a CEO. However, the way the market currently stands, it seems like a more assertive personality is better. Right. Now, so, hold on. Alright. So, the argument that the other side commonly makes, is, I actually saw a source on this, right? I don't know if it's a common argument, but it's an argument that I see on the internet. According to Personal Finance Club, female companies in the Fortune 500, remember the 41 CEOs are female, those companies have a much higher return than the male companies, of which there is 500 minus 41, because it's the Fortune 500. Much higher rate of return. I would like to say, and this is kind of technical, so you can skip to the end of the video if you think this is a little digging a little too deep. But the reason for this is because I think the reason you get a much higher return is because of one thing: the law of large numbers. Now, what is that? Some of you nerds may have heard of this before. What it is basically as you get to higher numbers, right? Higher number of iterations, things start conforming to a probability. So if I do this with like coin flips, right? If you flip 10 coins and you record the number of heads and tails, it could be like 7 heads and 3 tails. There's a chance this happens. We know with every coin flip, it's 50% chance it's heads or tails. So theoretically, it should be 5 heads and 5 tails. However, with 10 coins, it'd be, it could be something like this, or it'd be something like this, right? What I'm saying is, if it's only 10 coins, then the deviation could be quite big. However, if you have this number of coins, I don't even know what this number is, alright, because I'm kind of dumb at math, you would get roughly the same amount of heads as tails, right? 5 something, 1, maybe 2, but you would get relatively the same. This is just law of averages. It's just something that happens. And I think the reason that source finds out that female companies, those 41 female companies, as opposed to the 500 minus 41 companies, male companies, they make more rate of return because of the law of large numbers. There's less female companies, so that's why the numbers could be drastically higher, or it could be drastically lower in the males, because there's just more male CEO companies at the moment. And also, this could be a correlation causation fallacy, which is just a very debatey term for, okay, it's a female company, female-led company, but that doesn't mean that because it's a female, therefore the company is doing well. That's another argument you can make there. Right. And let me just tell you why the remedy does not make sense. What is their remedy? If you really think about it, if you say there's a problem with the pay gap, your goal is to make pay the same. Same pay for male and female. Now, some people will talk about soccer or football. Please don't kill me. I know the most controversial argument I've made in this video is whether calling it football or soccer. Oh my goodness. No, okay, I'm gonna flip a coin right now. Okay, we're calling it soccer. It's soccer. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Oh my god, the dislikes. Alright. Now, we know for a fact that male soccer pays much more than female soccer. Same as with every single sport. Maybe there's some exceptions, right? But the popular ones. Basketball, men get paid way more. I agree. Way, way more. But you have to understand, where does that money come from? Money comes from the market. And what we can also agree on is the market for male soccer is much more than the market for female soccer. Much, much more. People watch male soccer far more. So there's more money to be made off soccer for males because there's more advertising. So naturally, males would get more wages. If you are proposing that females get the same amount of wages for males, you're disregarding the market. In other cases, you're disregarding merit. What if, in this case, a female is more lazy than the male, like in another job, right? What if she is? That would be unfair towards the male. Or even in the other case, what if, in one case, the female is getting paid more than the male because the male is being lazy? If we make the pay the same, female and male, that'd be privileging the male even more. So, my point is, the remedy for this, which is just same wages, same pay, is something that's not viable. It just doesn't fit in a capitalistic market, or even... okay, I don't want to get into too much on government systems, but it just doesn't fit the market. It's not fair because it doesn't respect merit at all. And at the end of the day, as a quick conclusion to the video, right? First of all, give them a fact of how males make more money. Oh, sorry, my bad. Fact where females make more money. And if that's not enough, if you want to go more deep into this, then what you could do is you also talk about, we want different things. We're good at different things. And last, if you want to be really technical, talk about the remedy. The remedy is same pay, which disregards the meritocracy, which is completely asinine. Because it's unfair. And that is the most unfair thing you can have. Bringing it up to the same pay. I mean, it's like one person works 10 hours, other person works 5 hours. You bring it up to the same pay, and you give them the same pay. We all know that's instinctively, that's unfair. So I hope this video has really helped with you dismantling the gender pay gap argument. Now, I agree, we still need to look into this a bit more. If we do some research, some studies that come out different, right, and we realize that they're not biased in any way, then, you know, I might be able to accept the argument that perhaps fixing the gender pay gap in a way that's economically viable, that makes sense. But for now, I am 98% sure gender pay gap is bogus. Alright, hope this helps, and good luck destroying your opponents. Goodbye.